All right.
Like put it all in my mouth.
All right. So why don't you guys introduce yourself first of all?
Hi, I'm Jasmine Loeb, and I'm the sex columnist at the New York Observer. My column is called The J Spot.
And I'm Regina Marsheider, founder and executive director of Stop Abuse, powered by Spectrum Puppets.
And I'm so excited to be sitting here with Simon.
And Simon is the main character in our Emmy Award-winning child abuse prevention program, Simon Says Just Tell, which teaches young children how to recognize, prevent, and disclose sexual abuse.
And he's so friendly. That's what I love about him. I love his purple hair, and he's got great style, and he just seems so sweet. What's this? Are these his
Those
little...
are his little antennas that help him tune into children everywhere.
Oh my God!
And his glasses are to see things clearly. So, yeah, so he's kind of cool, and I didn't want him to be black or white or Asian or, you know,
Right,
I
so
just want him to be green with purple hair.
Yeah,
and the
that's
kids love him.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So how many of these dolls? I mean, what would you call them? A little puppet or dolls? Or
It's a doll made from the actual marionette, Simon. But we've had thousands of them made, and you know, we get them out to as many children as we can.
is that his tongue?
That's his tongue, yes. So we want to make sure that every child has a Simon.
Can you hold them up so we can?
Yeah.
There we go.
He's very sweet.
So Simon lives in the hearts of children everywhere, and we hope every child has a Simon doll to keep them safe.
Got it. And
Oh, it's wonderful.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna talk about this for a while. So, how did you come up with the idea for Simon?
I just wanted some kind of an image or character that children can identify with and love and be friendly and non-threatening, and just to represent children's voices. So he went through quite a few different phases, but this is how he ended up.
And when did he end up like in this particular?
1986 is when we actually first came out with the marionette, and then it was quite a few years later when we had the dolls manufactured.
So he may be a little small, but he's actually very big. It
Yes.
sounds like he's touched a lot.
Yes.
Children and adults, you were saying as
And
well.
adults, correct. Yep. So hopefully he will become ubiquitous and be a character that I guess represents children and children's rights, which are human rights.
And he's a place of safety
Yes, he is.
and love and kindness
And
education and a voice.
A voice.
A voice for children and probably adults that don't know how to
Right.
speak. He can be the voice
Right.
for them.
More than anything, he gives children a voice.
Because it's very hard to talk about this stuff, like even
It is.
between adults,
Right.
let alone with children.
Right.
So it's almost like you need this. Like he's sort of like a vehicle or yeah, he's like a little like what am I?
Kind of a little imp.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can't think of the word, but he's special.
He's cool. He's cool, right?
He's cool.
Yeah,
Like I
he's
definitely
cool.
want to hang out with him.
Yeah, me too.
You know, we could like really
Actually, I
spend some
do. I hang
serious
out
time.
with him every day.
He's been very successful. Like you've had a lot of
Yes.
like how many people who like it's in the Virginia area?
Oh, I would say just in Virginia, thousands of children have prevented being sexually abused because Simon teaches them how to recognize it and how to talk about it. And we've helped put hundreds of child molesters in prison, and we've probably performed for tens of thousands of children. So
So the question is, how do we reach more children? Because, do you know what I mean? It sounds like we've already reached a lot of children.
Right.
How do we get it to the next step where, like, everyone has to sign
Well, the next step, I think, is to develop a 3D animated film of the program, a 1 hour, really, a feature film, so that we can then get that out all over the country, all over the world. We can translate it into other languages.
And would you have safety implemented, elements implemented? Like, how do you do that?
Well, it would have to be written
Gentle?
in a way where it's not threatening and gentle, correct?
Because
yeah.
the play or the productions that you put on now, that you actually have, it's a little bit
Right.
more geared towards than finding if
Right.
there are any children being molested.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
So that would probably have to be just a little bit more of a nudge.
Right. And incidentally, we have two different casts. We have a white cast, a black cast, and we just translated the show into Spanish.
wow.
So that no matter what neighborhood we go to, the children can identify with their culture.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. I
really
think Simon is going to be.
How large a problem is it in the United States?
It's the problem of child sexual abuse is massive. I don't think people really understand. Only 10% of all children that are abused report it. They say 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 5 boys will be sexually abused before age 18. I think it's even more than that. It's massive. And if you're sitting in a room with 4 women, one of them will have been abused.
Yeah.
So it's
and
pretty
that's
scary.
like also like what's the level of abuse? Like even like just like a look, you know, on the subway when you're like a teenager, or there are all these little things, like gray areas too.
Right.
So I feel like everyone in some way has felt their space has been encroached upon.
Right.
And sexuality, when you're a child, like budding into your sexuality is such a crazy time anyways.
It is.
So, you know, even to have Simon there to maybe even talk about what it means to go through puberty, you know, just not even if there's sexual abuse involved, but I
Right.
think
Touching,
all of that
it's
is-
more than just sexual abuse.
yeah,
Right.
all of that can be daunting at
Right.
times, and I think
Right.
it would be great if, like, you know, everyone had a little excitement.
I think that has to happen,
You
don't
know?
you?
I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
So, in terms of the discussion and how to sort of bring it forward, are there, you're talking about the show that goes into schools, right? And then after the show that goes into schools, you're talking about putting together a book and all of these different programs.
Right.
What have you seen sort of like as the most successful message to children over the course of time that you've been doing the show that like you want to sort of take as the common theme through all of the different things that you're going through?
I think the most important thing is that children learn that they can talk about what's happening to them and that they know who they can talk to and to make sure that they keep talking until they're listened to. So I think those are the most important things.
So it's that communication, and that's something that you bring out a lot in your columns in terms
Right.
of the
Yeah.
communication.
No, I'm all about sort of the underlying dynamics, the things, you know, I love writing about what needs to be spoken, but what people are often either afraid to say or don't want to talk about because it's uncomfortable. And, you know, sometimes you have a calling in life where you just do it because it's a calling.
Well, this is definitely my calling because I've been doing this for 35 years
You know what I
and it
mean?
hasn't
It's
been
like,
easy because
of
this is a
course.
very icky
It's hard.
subject
It's
to talk about. Right.
But I
And
think
people-
you're making it safe and loving and warm to approach. I think that that's what you're doing because it doesn't have to be that way, you know? So that's what I love. That's, you know?
So
I
we
think
need to
it's-
collaborate
I know, we need to
and make this really
collaborate.
big.
I completely agree.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you
for
guys
your
so
time.
much.
All right.
Go Simon.
Was that okay?